The leaves are changing colors, and that means it's the time of the year where Taylor releases fall limited edition guitars. Today we're going to tell you about a quadruplet of limited edition Taylor, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, where have you been? Thanks for coming. We hope that you would subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support us, visit our spring store link below for custom swag and check out our podcast. It's called the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So it's fall.
Finally.
It's autumn. It's time for the...
It's only 95.
It's only 95 in Texas. So that's how you know that it is the autumnal season, because it's not triple digits.
They call it Mr. Tumnus, you know?
That's it. It's the Tumnus quad limited offerings from Taylor.
Yeah, and they're fall looking.
They are
They
fall.
look like fall.
Yeah. So yeah, the colors have changed. We've got 4 to show you. So I'm holding, it's a 224 CE special edition. You've got?
I've got a 424 CE special edition. Yeah, and they're both cool. We got 100 and GSMini. We'll show you in a second. But yeah, that one's kind of the odd man out when looking at these 4.
It is. So spoiler, the other 3 are Walnut based guitars, and this is Mahogany and Sapele. And so yeah, someone at Taylor was like, hey, let's do 3 Walnut guitars and a Mahogany Sapele one. It's like...
So yeah, it's interesting. We had some special edition with transparent colors of 200 series with kind of a red, and I think we still have a couple of reds, gray, transparent top. Is this just kind of the natural version of those?
I guess so, because...
well, so to be fair, I think the red one was the only 224.
Right,
I think the
but
others
that's,
were 214s,
I mean, those were also Sapele Mahogany.
Yeah, so this is, for those of you that saw that guitar and thought it sounded cool, but you want a natural.
Didn't want the red.
You got a natural.
Or, well, yeah, I guess that's natural. It's mahogany, whatever it is. It's probably mahogany with a walnut stain.
Yeah, walnut stain, because I've got an all-Walnut 424 over here, which is nice. I think the shaded edge burst works really well on it. You know, this will get you anywhere you need to go, single ab ring. But
is it bound sound hole?
I don't think I got a bound sound hole on this one, which, you know...
Get you halfway there.
It gets you halfway there, but love the bound, I mean the single ab, and this nice shaded edge burst walnut all over it, which it's not really a 400 series except for the appointments, you know?
Well, that's what makes it special, Cooper.
It's special.
Is that it's a 400 series that's different.
This is a W24.
It's,
all right.
It is a W. Yeah, I miss the Walnut series. I wish they'd bring it back.
And here's another thing that I'm just noticing right now. This is not the current 400 series inlay.
It's not.
So you get white binding, which makes it a 400 series.
Yeah.
And everything else, this is a special guitar. It's a little something different.
You know what makes it 400 series? The price.
The price, yeah.
And the fact that it's all gloss.
Yeah, it's $400, so it's 400 series. No, so this one is cool. I like Walnut stuff. We've had a lot of cool things, and Walnut is also present on our first other guy.
Look at this. This is talent right here.
Boom.
And you didn't hear a single thing hit another thing. That's what's
Conk. Yeah, so I got a 124 CE.
And I've got a GSMini-E special edition.
So here's the deal. 100 series and GSMini, just regular old GSMini. You know, we've seen both of these with walnut back and sides. And then recently we saw, excuse me, we saw the return to Sapele. Layered Sapele back and sides on both the 114 and the GSMini. I like the look of the walnut. I think it's cool, and when you're dealing with layered woods, you kind of get to pick some cool stuff, you know, when it comes to what kind of look you want, because it's not really affecting your sound too much. But
well, so what I said to Josh earlier when we were shooting is, with that guitar specifically, I said, you know, if it's going to be layered back and sides, flip it around, which basically just deals with the structure and the aesthetics, it ought to look like that.
Yeah.
That's really, both of these are really nice, but that in particular, and the sides are really nice and figured.
Yeah, it's good looking.
That's called chatoyancy.
Really?
Yeah, we call it flame, but that's what it's called.
Well,
Chatoyancy. There you go. Word of the day.
Yeah, we need a glossary on the channel. So the chatoyancy on
a
these bad
dictionary.
boys is killing it. Yeah, yeah.
Or a
So
thesaurus.
pretty straight walnut tops, but I'm guessing that's because these are solid walnut tops.
Right.
This is some really pretty wood that they probably, had.
So that's really pretty.
enough
Let's slice it really thin.
Yeah, let's slice it really thin and make it available on multiple guitars,
Yeah.
not just one. So yeah, edge burst works really well on these two.
Well, and I really like what they've done with the GS Mini because they've done the edge burst with the reveal binding.
Reveal binding, no pick guard. I think
It's a good looking.
it's a dusty,
guitar.
Last of Us kind of vibe.
Good call.
No, yeah, I think that one looks great. I have a walnut GS Mini. I like the way it looks. It's got a spruce top. I think people will dig the walnut top on there. And rarely do you get a hard top on a 100 series.
Yeah, so all of these have hardwood tops, being either mahogany or walnut, and so they're all going to have that kind of definitive. Let's coin a phrase. It's kind of like the crunch tone, right?
Yeah, it's like
The
chatoyancy.
crunk tone.
Made up words.
All words are made up, Cooper.
That's true.
So, yeah, what you're going to get is a very focused sound because it's compressing the dynamics, it's compressing the tone. But walnut also brings a little bit of brightness. So the tone of these guitars is kind of unique and different. For the walnut ones, the mahogany one sounds kind of like what you'd expect, like a walnut or a mahogany topped Grand Auditorium, which is a good thing, not
That's
a bad
a good thing. Yeah.
So
Let's take a listen.
let's check it out. So there you have it, a little some of the same, a little some of the different on each of these guitars. They each kind of have their own vibe to them.
Yeah.
The mahogany one definitely stands apart. It's definitely got that mahogany warmth with that hardwood compression that you would expect out of it. The walnut stuff's different, and I found each guitar to be a little bit different. And I think owing to the differences in body shape and size, and also bracing, because the 424 is V-class braced. So I dug that. That was very cool. I really liked this. It sounded, there's an airiness to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like woody, airy, compressed, different than a mahogany top for sure.
Yeah. So here's a couple things. This one, I believe this is a 224 plus because it's all gloss and it comes with the arrow case.
Right.
So keep that in mind. This would be akin to, say, the 214 CE plus. Regular 214, you're going to have some satin on there, and also a soft case. Arrow case is a nice step
plus,
up.
yeah.
I like the arrow case with the plus.
We have quite a few people going, give me the arrow case, not the hard case.
Yeah, it's cool. So keep that in mind. Other thing is, mahogany top guitars in the American Dream and 300 series, you don't really see them out of the Tecate factory. This one seems like the one that might be the one that would stick around.
Maybe so.
And I don't know if that's the case. We all kind of accept the fact that the limiteds are when they can stretch their legs a bit and experiment with some things. Everybody loves the 224 CE Koa Deluxe because you get a hardwood top there, and that's out of the Mexico factory. It's a great value guitar. This is kind of a more accessible thing that's a little less exotic, but I think people dig the option of having a mahogany top.
And it's got a different sound. Koa is almost like walnut, not quite as bright that gets added to it, but there's some of that kind of maple brightness, transparency with Koa. That's more like the chunky boy. It's just got like that middle
the thickness.
Girth.
So let's say they're all the same exact price. They're all $100, and you can only pick one. Which one do you pick?
Out of these?
Out of these four.
That's a tough one. I really liked this guitar.
I think that one's cool.
There was something about the kind of openness of it. It's kind of a bad analogy because it's not really the same, but there's a quality to it that reminds me of Taylor when they used to make the 514 CE that was mahogany with a cedar top. There was like this kind of airiness. It's like when someone sings with a breathy voice. Is
Billie
the best way. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the best way I can kind of like articulate what the guitar sounds like, and I like that. So
yeah, that's cool.
Each one of these was its own kind of thing. Like I was saying, like the GS Mini, it's a little guy. It's got the same construction technically as this guitar.
Yeah.
But it almost sounds like it's kind of the quality of palm muting or like old Gibson kind of low end thickness. And that was interesting to me. These being how like this had this airiness to it, and that definitely didn't. It was just kind of like very thick and chunky in the low end.
Yeah, which I dig. My thing is, along with what you're saying about the 124, over the last few months, you've been paying attention to the channel. They've really been experimenting with the 100 series. They've been, I think, they bring in the 112 CE-S, which was a good addition. They did the same with the 200 series. We got grand concerts in both of those. And, we saw it was just the 114E, and then they brought back the CE. And I think having a few more options there, since that's definitely their most accessible, full-size, I guess, besides the Academy series. But, something with binding and a pick guard and all that. This is kind of the entry. I think it's nice to have options in there. And I think, we didn't even do a video on it. These special things come in and, we have a limited amount of time. They did the all-gloss version, which is cool. So if you like the 114, the regular CE version.
But you want to see yourself in it?
Yeah, you want to see yourself in the reflection. There's an all-gloss version. There's different body shapes for the 100 series. And now different tops. I think it's pretty cool to have some choices, even if they're limited.
Now, your challenge to me is a little disconcerting because I really like this guitar, but going to the 424, that's a really cool model. The tone is different, and I don't know if it's something that I would regularly utilize, but it's very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I like kind of particular things, so it probably wouldn't work best for me. But it's amazing how different a mahogany top on that guitar versus a mahogany top on this guitar.
Walnut.
Or, I'm sorry, walnut. Thank you. But just, I don't know, we're falling apart today. But given that the bracing is really on the top, the primary difference between these guitars, it's very, very different tone and articulation.
I think, so I like Walnut, and I think it's cool they did it on the 400 series. Not a cheap guitar by any stretch of the means, but they're not doing, it's not like a 800, 900, you know, something that's so out of reach, and it's something that you don't see every day. We should do a whole segment on the website and a video to a company that's called Taylor Guitars for people who say they don't like the sound of Taylor guitars.
Yeah.
Because we know there's plenty of you out there that are like, oh, all Taylors sound the same. And then you play 4 new things all next to each other, and they're all different. But like Grand Pacifics are in there.
Yeah.
Those don't have the sound everybody considers to be the Taylor sound. Stuff like this. They're putting out guitars that have all different kinds of voicings, and I think part of that is there's something for everybody from Taylor, and it's not just for people that, oh, they love the Taylor sound. There's a lot of different, wide spectrum of Taylor guitar sound output, and this is, I think, in that camp. You know?
Yeah, it's very, that one's, I can't articulate the tone on that guitar. It kind of,
it just looks really
me.
Good though.
It's a very good looking guitar. And I played a fingerstyle piece on that guitar, and just, I liked the responsiveness of it. It was kind of just like, it's different. I remember being like that with Sassafras, first time I played Sassafras guitar. I'm like, I don't know how to describe this. This is just a very different sound.
If you were in the custom shop and you picked a nice set of Sassafras, what would you put on the top?
Probably cedar.
I mean, keep your eyes open, you know. Tease.
So.
Yeah, and if you like Walnut.
There's some of that maybe coming too in a very special guitar.
Yeah, so stay tuned because there's going to be, talk about limited, there's going to be a bunch of things that are by themselves, and Taylor has a lot to choose from when it comes to woods, and it's cool with stuff like this. They're like, let's put a little highlight on walnut and then just a little mahogany one to the side, but that one's cool too. And they're going to be limited. We have, I think...
Yeah, this is the PSA, right? This is where we go. Special edition, limited time.
Yeah.
When they're gone, they're gone.
When they're gone, they're gone, and we have less than 5 of each of these. Quantities differ, and if they go super fast, just like all the 110, 112, 114, they get snatched up. There's still a little bit of a window where it's like we can still check to see if they have any left. So
but
if
that
you don't,
window is closing.
Yeah, if you don't see them on the website, don't hesitate to reach out and say, hey, can you get one of those 424s?
These are fall limiteds, and winter is coming.
Winter's coming, yeah, for us all. And we'll make sure to not mess up the last season like they did, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, they're cool, and they're all going to be on alamomusic.com for your viewing and learning pleasure.
There you go.
And playing and buying.
I didn't even have to introduce the website. You are doing it all today.
I'm just taking a couple steps forward on this one. It's our website, alamomusic.com.
So check that out. And if you're new to our channel, tell them what they should do.
Yeah, you're going to want to subscribe because we just teased 2 very cool guitars that we spec'd out completely.
2 out of 11.
2 out of 11.
But actually only 10 because one of them was already spoken for.
Yeah. Each one rarer than the last. So keep your eyes open. I guarantee these won't be the last kind of special things from Taylor this year. And whether that's stuff that they made up or stuff that we made up, you'll see it first on our channel. So
which is also made up.
It's all made up. It's whatever,
So thanks for coming and playing Make Believe with us, and we'll see you next time.